All right, we're going to go over a little back defense here. This is for as someone is taking your back. We're going to show this from the seated position. But here, he's coming in for a seatbelt. I'm trying to defend. And I'm looking for this one that's kind of coming under, okay? I'm going to wrap like that. Now, this is defending, so he can't go in front of my throat or get the collar with his free hand, right? If he tries to do that, I'm going to end up getting just another grip on his hand. He's going to revert to having to go under, right? And you might have to be patient on them doing that, but it gives you a free hand, right? So you have two of his hands controlled with one of your arms. You initially trapped his underhook hand, and then you set the trap, and you wait for this hand to come, okay? So just think, if people grab you in a seatbelt, they have an over-under. You're trying to trap that under. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take and I'm going to fall, right? Trapping and turning, right? A lot of times people fall, they stay on their side. That's a mistake. Don't do that. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to get my hips out this side of his leg. That way he cannot mount me, right? Now at this point, it's kind of, there's a lot of different techniques shown, but usually sort of a scramble on one of us is going to come up and get guard or half guard, right? So here, kind of the idea, and again, all the follow-ups that are shown, going to side mount, going to full mount, either one of us coming up into a half guard or half mount situation, or a guard or inside the guard situation, all of those situations are shown with this escape, right? So I think it's just, the benefit is when someone is going to take your back and you're here, right? I've already got one, up there's the other, and I've got a free hand, and I can start escaping, right? So, one of my original coaches would do this sometimes when he would roll, and it works, right? So this is something kind of come back around again, but I saw and was shown when I was a white belt in like 2006, okay? So cool, 1-on-2, right? You've got both his arms controlled with one of yours, and you've got a free hand to work your way out with, to frame, whatever you need to do on your escape route. All right, so this is a little direction drill. I tell my students that he is going to point the direction that I need to go for the escape. That's how you can remember it. So if he comes over the top for his seatbelt, right? So it's like an over-under seatbelt position, right? Whatever side he does that on, okay? So he comes over the top, here. He's pointing the direction I need to fall, here. And I turn where my back is on his leg. If he's got an underhook, I'm falling on his underhook. But this is a simple drill. When he comes over the top of the neck, whatever side, that's, I'm gonna turn that direction. He comes over on that side, I'm framing, escaping, okay? So a common mistake, whatever side you go to, right? He throws one, I'm coming here, people fall, and they're still on their side. You've got to turn and get on your back, right? Now I've got weight on his leg, making it harder for him to come up and get on top for a mount or a half guard top passing situation, right? So just a cool little direction drill. One more time. Whatever arm comes over the top, that's the one that's telling me which direction I need to go. Okay, so I'm just going to go over a basic way to break the seatbelt. Really cool set of details, and it's somebody has their seatbelt position. A lot of times you're seeing people really double up on this choking arm. Great strategy, makes all the sense in the world. Like, that's the one who's going to wrap around my neck and try and kill me with, right? But think about this. Go on his wrist, his hands on each arm, okay? Pull in, and I'm going to fall to the underhook, and I'm going to turn in here. It's this way that I can expand my chest here and break the seatbelt, okay? The seatbelt on the other side, same thing, right? I want to go not on his arms here, but his hands, okay? Again, a lot of times you're going to see this taught. And again, it makes sense. It's 2-on-1. I like the idea. But this is breaking the seatbelt. This is what makes that possible. And it's sometimes still possible for people to choke, right? With me having a 2-on-1, he can still start initiate that and getting that around. Here, he's not going to be able to choke me if I stop his hands. Okay, so fall to the underhook side, turning here, and once I get to my back, I'm expanding out. Okay, now I'm just kind of waiting. you know, seeing, you know, so what the energy's going to be. Initially, he may try and pull his leg out, right? If that's the case, like I want to keep my back and weight on that leg so he can't come up and mount me, okay? I may or may not have his arm trap under my back as well, okay? And then framing, fighting a handoff here. So that's what I mean by kind of see what sort of energy it gives you, right? You need to think about keeping these trapped, right? And if he's not trying to come up at all, I'm moving straight back, and I'm going to try and come up on top into a pass, maybe get out to side mount. Even in the Gracie Master text, Helio Gracie shows the basic back escape, similar to the one we're doing today. Gets out, goes to side mount, steps over to the mount position. You can literally take the back off the back escape. You can go everywhere, all the positions, okay? So just a cool little defense drill on breaking the seatbelt, right? You know, work that both sides. You can't really dictate which side people are going to work that strangle on for, you know, so for your better defense, work both sides on that.